The 90-day streets, as you know, is always piping hot with something. So in this video, we're going to be going through several events of things that has happened with current cast members and even members from the past. Now in this one here, we're going to start off with something very positive, and that being Winter. Winter is the sister of Chantel. Now we know that when it comes to Winter, she's somebody that finally found the love of her life, okay? A man all the way from Ghana. At first, some people suspected that maybe she was going to be a part of the show and maybe this man was using her, but everything has been legit. They got married and now she even got pregnant. But not only did she get pregnant, but she is now also given birth. So let's dive into what's happened here. So as per Mother's Day, literally a couple of days ago, she put down this post by saying, "Tiny hands, biggest love, and then I became somebody's mother." This is absolutely phenomenal news, not just because she's now a mother, but most importantly because she was able to have a successful delivery and now she's a mother to a lovely baby. We don't know if it's a boy, don't know if it's a girl, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the happy couple have obviously been able to, are going to now be able to enjoy their life with their firstborn, and who knows, maybe there are more babies on the card. But with that being said though, congratulations and let me know your thoughts. But now we're going to move on to the next one. Now this one here, yeah, it's all about Lisa. Lisa is of course from the most recent season of Before the 90 Days, who she obviously appeared in the show with Daniel. But now her and Daniel are over. She now has a new love interest called Ty, somebody that we expect her to return on 90 Day Fiance with. But what has gone down with her and Ty in this conversation? Well, let's find out.
US for me to marry. I've just fallen in love with another Nigerian. That's all there is to it. What is the best thing about Ty? The best thing about Ty is that he...
Before we get into what's the best thing about Ty, the question here that she was asked was simply, how comes you can't find love in America? Why is he always finding love in Nigeria? I mean, first and foremost, let's not even use the word love, okay? Because Lisa has had so many relationships back and forth. I don't know if she even knows the idea behind actually love. The idea of what love even means. I don't even know if she even has the ability to actually even connect with someone on an emotional level, because she seems to be one person and then off to the next person straight away. In fact, she's one of these people who just struggles with being alone. She has abandonment issues, and therefore we can question, because she's somebody that has abandonment issues, somebody that always needs to have a spouse in her life. It therefore makes you wonder, is she somebody that actually has the ability to allow someone in her heart, as well as also allowing herself in somebody else's heart? Because it seems to me as if, due to the abandonment issues, she finds it very easy to jump from one guy to another guy, and then if it's not a guy, then it's one woman to another woman, then another woman. Everything is nothing but a calamity. But either way though, the question does remain here. Why can she not find love in America, but she can find it in Nigeria? Simple. Simply because she purposely searches for men in Nigeria. That's why she obviously avoids contacting men in America. And she wanted to tell us something else. But nonetheless, though, what is a good quality about Ty? Well, let's have a listen.
He makes me laugh, and he is beyond honest with me. He calls me out on my bullshit every day. And he makes me stand accountable for the things I do, or the things I say, or the things I don't say. I'm always held accountable for everything.
You know, I like the fact that she's saying that this man is a man that will hold her accountable for everything that happens within herself. That's lovely to hear. It's amazing to hear, because she's somebody that needs accountability in her life. But at the same time, should we believe this? Look at it this way. Lisa is somebody that is a compulsive liar. So Lisa's the kind of person that has lied so many times in her life that I don't believe she even knows when she's telling the truth. I believe that she lives by her life, that she has embodied her lies. For example, anybody that watches DC and knows the character called Penguin, if you have seen the Colin Farrell adaptation of Penguin, you know how much that guy lied so much that even when his own mother begged him to tell him the truth about this one specific thing regarding his brothers, he still sat there and lied and said, "No, mom, that is not true." And you thought that he was finally going to be truthful, but yet it just didn't happen. Some people lie so much they just don't know how to be truthful. I'll give an even better example, to be fair. Anyone that watches the show The Rocket, which is something that I assume most of you may watch rather than Penguin per se, but if you haven't seen Penguin, please watch The Penguin. Quality TV series. But nonetheless though, with the rookie, when we first met Harper is somebody that had lived life being undercover for a long time. And when you are a police officer who's undercover, you learn to lie all the time because that is your job. But the problem was that she lied so much that even when it came to her husband, or ex-husband, and even when it came to her daughter, all she did was lie and lie and lie, so much to the point that they had to tell her, listen, you cannot be in our lives anymore. And then to get back in their life, the daughter literally said to mum, you can be back in my life, but only if you stop lying to me. And it's crazy because Harper could not comprehend this. She struggled with the idea of not lying because it became so normal. So Lisa sits there and she talks about how this man holds her accountable for this and holds her accountable for that. How can you be held accountable for something that you have told someone that they think is true, but really it's not true? Point being is, how do you ever know what the truth is with Lisa? So therefore, can she actually ever be accountable for anything? But anyway, let's continue.
And he keeps me honest.
What part of Kentucky were you in previously?
In Kentucky, I lived in Danville, Boonville, Betaville, Roanoke, Warsaw, Indiana, all different places. Yeah.
Were there no men in the U.S. for you?
Oh yeah, that's it. Now this is where obviously it restarts. I mean, to be honest, if this man really does hold her accountable, then can he not tell her that that wig she's wearing is not sitting right? I can see the whole hairline. It's not looking good. Anyway, that's all I've got to say obviously regarding Lisa stuff in particular, but you let me know your thoughts when it comes to Lisa. Do you think she's somebody that can be held accountable given the fact that nobody actually knows who she is when they get to know her, because everything that she tells people is based on lies? At least that's how she's been portrayed so far, as somebody that lies rather than as someone that actually tells the truth. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure everybody's met someone in life where you thought that this is who this person is, and then you find that every single thing they ever told you was a lie. And any time that you heard them accountable and they held up to it and they apologized was actually also a lie too, because they were just living up to their lie. Damn, that's crazy. Well, let me know your thoughts. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Now, this one here is all about Mallorie. Mallorie is from the new season of 90 Day Fiance. And right now, she's definitely got people feeling a certain type of way. So much to the point, this person says, this bish. Yes, this bish. But let's dive into why. Now, I will say though, there are a couple of typos in this. So if I do hiccup my reading here, it's not because of my reading being terrible as it is normally. It's just the typos are a bit But this person says, people like this must think the mental health of their partners is a joke. You're setting up your fiance to put up his nervous system on alert, wondering if they are going to physically or verbally assault him because he's an immigrant. Sis did not understand how much she can mess up her fiance's livelihood by putting him in an environment like this. This poor man, she is so ignorant, and it kills me how people don't think about these things. Now, let me let you know exactly what this person is referencing to. Now, in the first appearance of seeing Mallorie and her partner, I believe is Rashid, who I believe is from Turkey. I could be wrong, but he is a Muslim man. Okay. Now, he has asked her questions about coming to America, and most importantly about where she's from and the people around her. Now, she said that she's around the redneck community. So therefore he asked her, are they going to be okay with someone like me, someone who is a Muslim? Because from what we know and what we hear when it comes to rednecks, they're not necessarily friendly to people that are not white Americans for the most part, right? Now, she goes on and tells us that, well, there are goods and then there are bads when it comes to rednecks, just like everybody else in the world. Literally sugarcoating the question itself alone with just that beginning statement. But then she also goes on to say that, well, she's got friends who have no issues with anyone who is not an American or white American, but she has got friends who she's got friends who favor the idea of deportation, aka, I guess what she meant to say was ICE. Now, here's the thing though, right? The issue is, and this is the thing that she needs to fathom the most here. In this world, unfortunately, especially in the UK as well as America, right? There's a lot of people who do not know the difference between an illegal immigrant and an immigrant. There's a lot of people who are naive to that. So what happens is some people may think that ICE is okay to just kick somebody else that is simply an immigrant. And that's not okay, because that person is there legally. But somebody who's an illegal immigrant is a whole different conversation. It's like right here in the UK, we get people riding all the time, walking around with their flags, and going, England, bring back England, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? We need to get all the immigrants out of here. Yeah, bro, you not listen to what you're saying. Immigrants does not mean illegal. But some people are just programmed the way they're programmed, and it's just so unfortunate. More of the stories, I do understand why this person is frustrated, and not only this person the only person frustrated with her, a lot of people on Reddit are frustrated with her, among other people away from that as well, because really and truly she shouldn't be this naive. She should let him know the situation like plain and clear. Don't sugarcoat it, don't play around it. She needs to let him know plain and clear that, listen, I do have some people that are rednecks that do not favor people that are not white Americans, and therefore they may give you a hard time, but because I want us to work, I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen. I'm going to do what I can. How she can do that? Well, then that's where the real conversation begins. It doesn't mean moving. Does it mean something else? I don't know. But either way, though, to bring him in to a location where he may have to worry about his own livelihood is not cool. So therefore, she needs to stop being naive and be honest about the situation itself in particular. But now we're going to move on to the next piece of tea here. Now this one here, I'm going to tell you this now, folks. Trust me when I tell you. You're going to enjoy this tea so much that you are going to not only hype the video right now, you're going to subscribe as well. No, to be fair, you're going to hype and subscribe regardless, because why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? And like the video too. But this one here is about a couple that a lot of people have always found them to be the most sexiest couple in 90-day history. People have said, honestly, if these two would actually do this, I would sign up real quick. They can take my money like I'm in a strip club. But ladies and gentlemen, Andri and Elizabeth have decided to start their own couples on the F. I know you're excited, right? Yes, I know you're excited. And if you are lucky, you can be a part of the first 30 people to subscribe. And if you are, it means you will get 30% of their page. I mean, what? Of their content. No, you only pay 30% of the $13.99 for 31 days until it goes up to whatever. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. But nonetheless, though, another couple decided to go on OnlyFans, folks. So yeah, do what you will with that information. Anyway, with that being said though, let's move on to the next one. Now this one here is all about another two set of new cast members of 90 Day Fiance of this new season, and that one being Catie and Josh. Josh is from all the way from the UK, and right now Josh is giving me and giving anyone else from the UK second-hand embarrassment, because I don't understand why he is tolerating this woman's behavior. But let's find out why. So as you can see, this person says that she knows that he is uncomfortable, but she does this with her underwear anyway. Does she think this is cute? It's definitely not cute. And I can see why. She says people have broken up with her in the past. Also, why is she so obsessed with making out? I'm not qualified to diagnose anyone, but this seems this seems a lot more than OCD, because you see, she claims that due to her own OCD for some reason makes her do crazy things. But the most craziest thing that she does, which has given us, or should give a lot of British people secondhand embarrassment, is that she says that when she drinks, her OCD then causes her to want to challenge herself to kiss as many guys or wherever the hell she wants to kiss in a night. And unfortunately, because of that, she has already cheated on him multiple times. But for some reason, this man will not let her go. Honestly, there needs to be more to this story, because it doesn't make sense. Why would you want to be with somebody that literally loves to cheat on you by kissing multiple guys whenever she goes out? Imagine she goes out every day of the week. That's crazy. The numbers are going to be insane. And the numbers before you, I mean, to be fair, someone's past is irrelevant, but sometimes someone's past can be relevant if they make it relevant. And for her, she's making her past very, very relevant with her behavior. Tell me I'm lying. So realistically, it is secondhand embarrassment to know that there is a fellow Brit on the show who is tolerating somebody that is literally a serial kiss cheater. But at the same time, though, I am going to say this, though. He is not of the African melanin. So therefore, he's not embarrassing me, to be honest. He's not embarrassing, I don't know if he's Asian British, Arabic British, but whichever one he may be, you're embarrassing your peoples, my guy. Yeah, leave me out of this conversation. I'm good. I'm safe. I wouldn't see none of mine doing this kind of business. You know what I mean? Just gonna save myself, okay, folks. But I wonder if there's any Brits watching this video right now who feel second-hand embarrassment that this man is tolerating her behavior that is just not nice. It is just uckers. It is just grotesque. It's just annoying. It's just irritating. But either way, though, the season is still early when it comes to Mallorie and Rashi, so of course we're going to wait to see how that develops, and the season is still very early, of course, also when it comes to Josh and Catie. So hopefully we'll get more context to why he's more than happy to put up with her behavior. Now, I'm not saying that the reasons that we may find out are going to be good enough. It's just going to be interesting to find out why. Okay, and therefore it can paint a more of a picture of our thoughts and our opinions when it comes to himself and also Catie herself in particular. But to be fair, I don't think we're going to find out that much more by Catie, to be honest with you. That's going to really explain things. If anything, we're going to find out more things about her that's even more upsetting, even more concerning. But with that being said, though, we're now going to move on to the next one here, and this one here is all about Shea. Shea is also somebody else who's a new cast member of 90 Day Fiance, and Shea is somebody that right now, well, he's definitely rubbing a lot of people up the wrong way. But then again, hold on a minute. 99% of the cast members so far are rubbing the audience the wrong way. This is how I know we're going to have a long season ahead of us of entertainment. Well, at least for me anyway. And I promise you now, I will keep you entertained with the shenanigans that's going to happen with these folks this season. So make sure you subscribe, okay? Notifications on, okay? Yes, yes, yes. And plus, it's very odd that 80 plus people who watch these videos are predominantly not subscribed people. And for the people that do watch the videos that are subscribed, please, please, turn your notifications on. Turn them off, and then turn them back on again. Because you know how YouTube likes to not notify you sometimes? So if you haven't been getting notification frequently from me, subscribe, unsubscribe, notifications on and off, and just reset the system basically, okay? Do that, folks. But the thing that I would always recommend for every single one of you is to always check your YouTube subscriptions every single day and check, has your boy uploaded? And I would have uploaded because I upload a daily. And each time I upload, you know to check it out. Come on now. So check it, please. Now, with that being said, though, when it comes to Shea himself in particular, well, Shea, as we know recently, as I reported, he has been arrested in the past for pretty much drinking whilst being on a lake. But people have got concerns. I'm surprised this guy still has a liver, because when it comes to Shea, when you look at this man, look at them drinking. He is a drinking machine. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he does it. And this man is allegedly 54 years of age. But nonetheless, though, this person here pretty much obviously just wanted to let us know regarding the fact that his liver. This part here, what they talk about, I mean, they said, I don't know where to start with this guy. He's like a frat boy that never wanted to grow up. I don't know why that lady said she would date him if he was single. Annabelle deserves better. I hope his ex-wives do call him out. His lies about drinking and partying and hanging out with his exes. And to be fair though, it was told on the episode itself in particular that Annabelle will sometimes face call him and ask him where he's at, who he's at, and to show him. But his ex did tell us that apparently whenever he gets the phone call, he makes sure to never show his ex being available or being there in the vicinity. He will always hide her from her, which does explain the fact that he's somebody that clearly hides the truth. And also on top of that, he did say that his ex is just somebody that is vindictive and is going to try and plant a negative seed in Annabelle's head when Annabelle arrived, because the ex says she wants to speak with Annabelle to let her know exactly who she is actually in bed with, because Shea is not who he says he is for the most part. So it's going to be interesting to see what the ex has to say to Annabelle as the season goes on, because right now Shea's story is looking mad. But then again, like I said before, everyone so far is looking interestingly mad. So that's why it's going to be a long entertaining season for myself, and which means it's going to be one for you guys even more. Now, also on the topic of Shea, some people have come out to say that there is no way these two are 54 years of age. TLC definitely allows cast to choose their age. Almost everyone looks older than they say, but these two right here, 54, yeah, right. My dad is 70 and Shea looks about his age. No shade to Annabelle, but her look on her face, then the look on her neck, she's got to be at least 65. Now, I'm going to say this though. Given the fact that Shea is somebody that is clearly a heavy drinker and possibly maybe even a heavy smoker, he would have obviously aged quicker within his appearance. I mean, alcohol would definitely do it to you alone. Smoking would also do it to you alone as well. And also a very poor diet will also age you as well alone. So to be honest with you, he may be 64. He may actually be 54, but it could just be due to his horrible diet, that's why he maybe looks 70 or however old he may look to some people. Annabelle, on the other hand, I mean, obviously we've only seen too little of her, but for me personally, I would say that she looks around the 50 mark, to be honest with you. But again, it is what it is. Either way, when it comes to Shea, I can see why people would feel this way about him, because boy, the man has not looked after his health, so therefore his health has not looked after him. And that's just what it was. Whatever you put in your body, you will notice what it does to you on the outside. Remember that. But that is up to you guys how you want to go about that. Now, with that being said, though, we're going to move on to the next one. And the last one is something particular. And this one here is just for bats. Now, Aviva. We know when Aviva was on the show with Stig, she was there looking to get pregnant literally from the first time she landed, okay, in Belize, because she kept having unprotected intimacy with him, even though she was hearing rumors about him not being loyal. It felt as if she was trying to trap him with a kid. She was hoping a kid would make him want her. But nonetheless, though, somebody spotted this. They said the ad placement department deserves a raise. Look at it. Plan B, one step. Plot twist. Coupled with Plan B, it's backup birth control. So this one was just for bands. Oh, I didn't see this one though. Oh, hold up. The Whopper has never tasted better. Try and they're doing nasty work. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just nasty work. Oh my God. Same thing, but not even, I don't know, this one doesn't make sense to me, not gonna lie to you folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. But nonetheless, though, to be fair though, they are quite funny if I do so say myself. But either way though, the ad placement of the Viva one was definitely on point. And to be fair, with Laura's looking like weight gain, that Burger King one also looks on point too. But nonetheless, that was just pure bands for myself, just to share with you folks. But hey, do what you with that information, let me know your thoughts. But overall though, I look forward to seeing you guys for my next upload, because why wouldn't you be here? I mean, if I'm here for you guys making content, then why wouldn't you be here for me to watch it? You know what I mean? With that being said, thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, hype the video and have a great day.